The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. You are watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, you have our riddle inside of an enigma, trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him, you love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Jay? Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
Man, it was so witty, but now I can't repeat it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Next time, Oz. Next time. Next, the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
I'm watching the new Saw trailer. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Ironheart trailer.
Wait, what?
It looks like a Saw movie. Like,
oh, come on, man. Well, look, we'll get to it. Give it. Let's get through the intro. Look,
I saw that too.
Oh, son of a bitch!
You picked up your hammer and saw.
Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about a couple of books from Mad Cave Studios, where we could be talking about. We're going to be talking about Kill Train #1, and we're going to be talking about Vanishing Point #1. So we got that going on. Plus, we'll bring you friggin' the latest and greatest and whatever's happening in the comic book world and whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. And we'll tell you how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum in just a moment. But before we do, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well, good sir. And with that said, let's have the intern do the intern thing.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed. So yeah, go to fantasticforum.live. You can hit the call-in button. You'll be the 5th member of Fantastic Forum if that's the case. Or you can go ahead and, jump into chat. We'll take your comments directly out of chat, bring them into the show, such as insert witty chat comment here, please, Jay.
Heck says, #stop censoring Oz.
Right. Listen, we need whoever the person is that has control of Oz's mic to stop muting him. It's like let free speech reign. whoever that tyrant is that keeps pushing that button needs to let it go. Yes. So, gents, glad to have you all here. It's exciting. Listen, you were saying, Moses.
No.
You said you're saying that. You said the Ironheart trailer looks like a Saw movie?
The first 30 seconds of the trailer is like a Saw movie. Like, she's locked. It's like the little monotone voice is like, "Want to play a game?" And then then she breaks the elevator buttons and she's locked in. She has to figure her way out. And then it goes into more Marvel-y stuff. And I saw what I guess is Lil Hoodie.
What?
The guy looks. I think I watched it without sound, so I think it's like the guy is the Hood, but he looks like a little kid. So that's Lil Hoodie.
Lil Hoodie.
Yeah.
Lil Hoodie.
Yeah,
Lil
Hoodie.
About to drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna just appear.
Yeah. It looks like man, what's the dude's name? He looks like Terrence Howard, but he's more like Terry Howie. You know what I mean? Like, he's not quite there. Like he's like half his age, half the man. He can't even say Maine. He says man.
Man. Yeah, that's old boy from whatchamacallit, from Hamilton, right?
I never watched that shit. So
Oh, dude. Hamilton's amazing.
Like the
Sad.
actual musical or something else?
No, I mean from the actual musical, like the dude from In the Heights, right?
I don't watch any of that. I'm straight.
yeah, I don't know what the hell you're saying a bunch of things. I don't know what they mean.
Like, I'll go watch Rogers the musical
Rogers the musical was awesome.
because I could do it all day.
Listen,
Mr. Rogers?
dude. No, friggin' Lil Steve, baby, Little Steve. That's my homie. When I went to go see Rogers the musical,
Wait, there
Like-
actually is a Rogers the musical. I was just talking about the Marvel shit.
right? But they did a production of it in Avengers Campus.
Oh, I'm out.
What do you mean you're out? What are you
Yeah, I'm
talking
out.
about?
That's too much. It's too
Wait.
much.
That was like
Listen.
4 years ago.
You were just saying you're just talking about it.
Turns out I can't do it all day. Is what my wife told me.
Look, the Rogers the musical was pretty amazing. Like and don't get me wrong, it's corny as hell. It's like
Is it-
how it is in the
Is it still a musical?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Then you're not talking me into this.
Okay, listen, it's your loss, man. I'm not trying to convince you to experience it for my sake. I'm trying to help you out. You know, you want to see cool stuff. You know, taking tugboat. What's taking tugboat talking about?
He says, "Are you talking about Leslie Odom Jr.? He was great in One Night in Miami."
I think you know what I like. That's why I didn't say his name because I don't know it.
It's Anthony Ramos.
Okay, there it is.
Not that I knew. I looked it up.
No, hey, listen. Nobody's questioning if you're straight or not, Oz. It's okay. You can be gay if you want to.
Well, he was in Rise of the Beast, so
It's like no judgment, Oz. No judgment. Do what you
it's a
do. man.
little
Listen,
judgment.
No judgment.
I'm Catholic. I
Zero.
judge myself.
No, hey, that's what's real. But yeah, man. But you know, I feel where you're coming from. Yeah, the start of it does kind of look a little bit sawy, but you know, yeah.
See,
Yeah, she's trapped in a room with a puzzle that she's got to solve or die,
Yeah.
and she's not
Yeah.
even smart enough to solve it.
Does she not solve it?
No, she opens the elevator door. She's supposed to solve the puzzle that gets her a gas mask to put on. Instead, she busts through the elevator door.
right? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's how I do escape rooms. Yeah.
That's called
I get
solving the puzzle, right? Like
I get kicked out of escape rooms because I just
See?
just take the doors off the hinges.
see
You know,
that's that institutional racism right there. Because I didn't solve the puzzle the way you wanted me to solve the puzzle. I didn't solve it. Like I just had a different idea than you had. That's all, a better one.
Yeah, the
Didn't
wrong
need you.
idea.
I didn't need your step. I made my own step. You know. But that's okay, Oz. Hey,
then they want you to pull yourself by your bootstraps.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah. Ironheart will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Like, obviously, like I'm
Can I
takes
just
place
refute
after-
already so I don't have to watch it?
It takes place
Say what
after
now?
Wakanda Forever, right?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, why?
That was like 10 years ago in the Marvel universe.
So
Okay.
that like motherfucker act like he never read comics, and then there's asterisks.
Like, I don't understand.
No,
like-
once I'm past that, look, if you give me a different story like that, I'm throwing it in the garbage.
Get the fuck out of here. We just reviewed the All In special from a year ago.
I read it when it came out.
Yeah, and then the fuck out of here.
Like, I mean, yeah,
See,
I don't
My
know.
dog's
that's
dead. I don't got
different,
time
'cause
for
that-
that bullshit.
It's different if I missed it when it came out. This is just coming out now. It's not like, oh, we
that's
didn't know the
not-
show was out there.
That's
It
not the
came out.
show's fault.
Yeah, it is.
So then,
Because they
but I'm
didn't put
saying-
it out.
It's
But I'm
Disney's
like,
fault, not the show.
what does it matter when the story takes place?
It's gonna.
Did
it's not gonna fit well. I don't think in the universe.
Did you like the last Hellboy movie?
A little bit, yeah.
That takes place 40 years before every other Hellboy movie.
Right, but it's outside of like they don't interact with anybody but
You
some
don't
mountain
know that.
hillbillies. Like that could literally take place.
The giant
week ago.
spider is in the first movie.
I don't know.
I guess my point is more so like, if you like, I could understand you thinking like, I don't know if it's going to fit well with the current MCU or fit well inside the current MCU. And if that's how if that's what you believe might be the case, I can totally understand why you might feel that way. But why not wait to see if that's actually the case as opposed to like saying it before you've even seen it?
Because I didn't like her when she came out in Wakanda Forever either.
Oh, okay. Did you not like Wakanda Forever?
Mm,
He calls it Talocan Forever.
I was okay with it. I don't want to see it again.
Dang.
Huh.
Like I'm not angry I saw it, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stream it.
There's a Moses Magnum cut of it.
Where it's just Homeboy's package.
It's all in Spanish and it's just all the Atlantis stuff.
So you cut all the black people out the Black Panther sequel?
There's black people in Atlantis.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
They turn all the brown people.
I'm just saying, man. Listen. All I'm hearing is a lot of anti-blackness right now.
No,
That's
actually-
all I'm hearing. Like I'm just look. I'm hearing a lot of anti-blackness for no good reason.
What I was gonna say before we got sidetracked was if I could just review it now, because I know I'm probably not gonna like aspects of it, but I'm gonna like at least like episode 4 is gonna be fucking tight, and then because it's Disney shows are a little bit formulaic, and yeah, I don't care about how it fits in the MCU now because it doesn't matter. Like I can watch shit that happened before Infinity War and still be cool stories. Like I could watch a Hawkeye season that's all fucking Ronin, like
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it doesn't fit in, but I'm like just like in comics, like I like to read that story, like.
But that's the thing.
As long as Miss Marvel's not going in the back, and back in time, I'm good.
I hear that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just like, look, I understand. Like, if you're not a fan of the character from the movie, hey, that's fair. You might be like, I don't know that I'm gonna like the show, but it's like, you might want to give it a shot and see. Just judge it on its own merits. But hey, because apparently we live in a meritocracy now, right? I know.
I don't like you using those words like that, Larry.
Hey,
we need a button for you.
Oh, right. Right. I did see in chat that someone mentioned the Superman trailer too, right?
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned it on the show too. Okay.
Who did?
I mean, not when we were on the air.
Oh, I can't tell anymore.
Right.
I just see you guys on the screen and all the same.
We're trying to sound professional here, so we're trying to sound like we have an audience. Yeah, since today, we're trying to sound like we got an audience. Man.
Oh, I didn't get that text.
Hilarious. So, yeah, what did y'all think of the new Superman trailer? Okay, everyone, look, I get it. Look, I guess I should just be happy that the Ironheart trailer didn't get that reaction, right? Like, at least y'all felt something. Everybody just got real quiet about Superman. Like,
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Now, Jay, so you're just like, your thought process is, and this is because you mentioned this to me earlier, that you're not going to watch that joint because you're waiting to watch it in the theater.
Right.
Okay. So you feel like watching it, like say, on your television or on a computer screen, does that take away from seeing it in the theater?
No.
Okay.
And
I
if
just
you're
don't
like
feel rushed to watch it. Like,
not
I
even
would
to
rather
like
it happen organically.
not even to like talk about it with your friends.
Right on the show where we talk about comic book stuff. Jay's like, you'll live.
He's like, you're not my friends.
You're not my friends. That would be funny.
For one, no one said we were going to talk about it.
It was in the pre-production text. Like
Jay is like, who? Well, how was I supposed to know?
It was also in our Discord,
right? And that's what those places are just are for.
How would I, Jason? How would I know that we were supposed to be talking about this trailer that came out today? How was I supposed to know that? How was Jay supposed? Look, somebody needs to look. I'm gonna have a stern talking with Jay's assistant.
In all fairness, we didn't know what we were talking about till like yesterday around 5.
Yeah.
And when we asked, nobody answered. So
Lawrence changed up one of the books like an hour ago.
Well, yeah, that's my fault. I apologize. But again, you didn't even add anything to like what we're talking about. Like you had no complaints about changing it or anything. We didn't hear from you for shit. It was
like an hour ago. I was taking a shit.
I'm over here mourning the death of my fucking dog, worrying about what the fuck we're gonna talk about right now.
All right.
And you guys aren't like responding to shit in our pre-production text. So yeah.
I responded.
Yeah, I don't know. That is not production. That is not productive. I appreciate your response, but please be more productive with your responses.
Last time you told me that if I don't have anything to say, that I should say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm doing what you told me to do.
Yeah, again, I understand you, Jay. I'm a hard person to get along with. I am stuck in the anger stage of grief right now. And yeah, it's my fault. I understand, Jay. It's my fucking fault. Larry, what the fuck did you think about the Superman trailer?
Listen, it's interesting how different edits make movies look different, which is something we know. Like, we've known for a long time that, and also too, I mean, which I don't know if people know.
Don't nod your head, Jay. You didn't see it.
No, I'm nodding at the different edits, making things look different.
He's nodding because he's watching something else.
Don't even nod.
Jay, actually, his left earphone is playing music. He's like,
I'd be happier about it if he was watching something else.
But the movie that this trailer puts out there feels like a different Superman movie than the one that we've been seeing up until this point.
Yeah.
And I do believe I like this movie better, the one that for the trailer that came out today. Now, I'm sure it's all the same movie. And what I was going to say before is that, it's not like necessarily, and I know this can be different, but there's a lot of times when you have big studio productions, the trailers aren't necessarily, it's marketing, which is not necessarily the purview of the creatives behind the movie, and so how the movie's marketed and how the movie's made are two separate things. And so it'll be interesting to see like what the final product will be like. I mean, obviously, we're all going to be there no matter what, but what I can say is, yeah, I was actually a bit more intrigued by this trailer than I have the ones in the past. Because, especially like, I'm not big on the whole crypto thing. And so like this trailer was, while crypto was still featured, wasn't as crypto centric.
You like Angry Superman?
The fuck you hate about dogs, Larry?
No, I love dogs.
This right now, when I'm dealing with this shit right now, you hate on fucking crypto, man. What the fuck, man? You're supposed to be a fucking friend, man.
Listen, this is not your dog is the best. If it was your dog in the trailer, it'd be different. But it's not your dog. It's crypto. Crypto.
So
but
you like Angry Superman?
I mean, I didn't feel like he didn't come across as like he was angry in moments, but not angry all the time, right?
And it was more frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
look,
it was a realistic reaction from a character like Superman.
Yeah,
And the ideal is how he handles the frustration. Like that's where we see if they're gonna do it right or wrong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because like
Yeah.
we're not trying to watch fucking Irredeemable here. I mean, I am, but not from James Gunn.
Yeah, it's a good conversation for a character like that to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, he's right. He says, "Look, I
Mhm.
stopped the war. People were gonna
Mhm.
die.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I represent myself. I'm not like I'm
Right.
not there as a representative of any country. It's just me. I don't want people to die."
Mm-hmm.
And it opens with a great. It's a subtle moment, but I kind of like it got my interest immediately where Lois was asking him, "Oh, you're gonna let me interview you as Superman?" And he's just, Clark Kent.
Mhm.
And as soon as she starts talking, like he like changes his
Mhm.
voice, the tone in his voice changes. It's subtle. It's
Yeah,
not huge, but it's
I agree.
enough that like,
Yeah.
that's Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very cool. It's very cool. And just the idea of a scene like that in the movie is actually I mean, that's something that we usually get from comics. We don't get stuff like that in movies, at least not Superman movies usually. You know what I mean? And so I was really
Well,
like,
you get the
that's cool.
Lois interview, but I can't remember one where she's questioning some action that he did like that.
But
Like, it's
we don't
usually more
get
about like who are you and what are you about, what are your powers, stuff like that.
but we've never had an interview of
Husband and
Lois
wife or
in
boyfriend and
right,
girlfriend, whatever they are.
right,
Yeah.
where Lois is interviewing Superman, but she knows him like as like his secret identity and all that kind of stuff, and that was like that was the difference in the dynamic because they're in some sort of relationship.
No, yeah,
And
I see that because he does.
yeah,
There is a moment where like it seems like he feels like she's attacking him,
mm-hmm,
but she's telling him, "I'm interviewing Superman. I'm not interviewing you." And she
mm-hmm,
doesn't say it exactly like that, but you get it
right,
from their tone, which is a
Yeah.
credit to which says something about the
Actress.
writing that I can get that just from what they're saying, even though they're not saying
Well,
it.
even the actress, because it's like I couldn't
Yeah.
really tell how what their relationship was at that moment till he
Mhm.
started acting weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, man,
Yeah.
there's a lot of subtext in that one scene. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like I'm not knocking Superman movies that have come before, but that's not something that we're used to seeing, I think, in a Superman movie. Like Superman movies are usually a lot more, what you see is what you get. And so I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like I will take that. Like, like
It made me more
yeah.
hopeful, and I only
Mhm.
regret that I didn't see it on a big screen.
Yeah, man.
Sitting
Like
there
you're doing
with my-
yourself a disservice.
Sitting
We
my-
all need to
right
throw
there
our
with my
phones
fucking
away.
phone because I always click the links you guys post.
Right. It's like I the diminished glory of watching it on my cell phone. It's like I should have, as soon as I saw the link, I should have went to my local theater.
I watched it on a big screen because I have an iPad.
Got you. Big iPad. I think we call those TVs.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Apple makes a TV.
Does Apple not make a TV?
I mean, they make an Apple TV like
It's
peripheral.
not a TV.
thing.
It's like a
It makes your dumb TV smart.
Mm,
But now
Gotcha.
every TV is smart, so it's like, but it has it's also a gaming system.
oh,
So you
like
have,
Apple
like-
Arcade.
Yeah, like I play Katamari right now on it. It's fucking amazing. The new
That's fair.
Katamari. Yeah.
That's fair.
But as far as Superman goes, man, my first Threads is a thing, believe it or not.
Mhm.
And my first thread was talking shit about James Gunn for Superman. And I think my second thread, every time I see more of it, I think it might be me apologizing to James Gunn. So,
Yeah.
and I'm saving
Yeah.
it for that. So I'm only gonna have two threads. One, fuck you, cocksucker, son of a bitch, motherfucker. I hope your mother dies in front of you, and
Oh, jeez.
then it'll be like, I apologize. The movie was great. Good job.
Good job, James.
It'll be less
come by the
words than
house.
the insult. It'll be less words than the insult. I guarantee it. But I go, I can't do more than that. Otherwise, it diminishes my anger.
Even Guy Gardner looked less crazy in this trailer.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just because of what he was doing, like I guess the way we've seen him before, and he's kind of doing the same thing, just from a different angle, and
Yeah.
a little further into the scene that we've always seen him in.
They were like, they got Nathan Fillion's bad side last time.
Mhm.
Now they got his good side. It's like, okay. But no, I mean,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, it's still not a
great.
good,
Yeah.
it's still not a good costume. I don't understand, which is weird because everybody else looks fantastic.
Well, and that's the weird thing. It's like a lot of it's the hair. Like it just doesn't look good on him.
But that's what I mean. Look, let's be honest. That hair doesn't look good on anybody. It didn't look good on Guy Gardner when it was in the comic like that.
It looked great on Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of true.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of true.
Because the thing is, here's
that's
the
how
thing.
good of an actor Jim Carrey is.
Here's Guy Gardner, when he would rock that hair, he had a button nose and supple lips.
Whoa! What? What is happening? What?
That's what he looked like. He had a pug face, because he's being punched all the time, and that hair looks good on a face like that. So that's the type of character. That's the type of person you need. Like if you do that haircut on like
the guy that plays Punisher.
No. Like it's got to be somebody else. It's got to be like
somebody uglier.
It's not about ugly. It's more about facial features. But like the dude that played Captain Cold, he would look better with that haircut as a Guy Gardner.
Dude from Prison Break?
Wentworth Miller?
Yeah, Wentworth Miller. Yeah. That would be interesting. Now I want to see what he looks like with that haircut.
Yeah. AI, do it. We got AI, right?
No, right?
We have a Fantastic Forum AI assistant now, like with our new streaming platform.
Oh, jeez. Now, what I will tell you is, I honestly don't feel like it's the hair. I think it's the costume. I just think the costume is a bad costume choice, and it only is like inspired, right? Like that's not like any actual Guy Gardner costume, is it?
That's like Guy Gardner if he was in New X-Men.
He's in
that's what it looks like.
He's in the Terrifics.
Like right now, or what do you mean?
In that movie. That's why
holy fuck! They're doing the Terrifics in the movie.
I don't know if they're calling them the Terrifics, but they're matching Mr. Terrific's costume.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it look like Mr. Terrific looks exactly like how he should.
Yeah.
So does Hawk Girl. It's like, but Guy Gardner's costume looks like it's kind of like a hodgepodge of like that Guy Gardner costumes from a particular era, but not any one.
No, it doesn't look like any of his costumes.
It looks like it looks like a mix. Because he did have like one costume where he did have like that, like the primary white kind of thing going on, right? No. Like, what? Oz, help me out here. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
no idea.
You don't remember a Guy Gardner costume that has like a big white patch in the beginning, like in the front?
It was like a unitard kind of thing, but this isn't that.
Okay, listen, I don't know. It felt like something that I've seen before, but I was trying to like.
You saw it with Goku and Nappa in the first part of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Like, there's not what was his
It's like Raditz kind of had that look.
Man, I'm sitting here like I could have swore I've seen a costume like that before, but maybe not. Like I'm sitting here. Just trying to like, what is it? So where did they get that from then?
It's like I said, the Terrifics.
I don't, but
once he said that, it all clicked for me. I'm like, I'm in. I love this. I love the Terrifics. It's so like Plastic Man's in it too.
No.
So the idea,
I just say I don't know.
Yeah. The idea is that they're like riffing off of whatchamacallit's costume. There it is.
Off of Mr. Terrific's costume.
Off of Mr. Terrific's costume. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but even that hair isn't what that guy's rocking in the movie.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That's just like a Caesar. Like he's just not black.
I don't know if I'll call that a Caesar, but I feel where you're coming from. This Gardner.
I love comics.
I love it. Yeah, I know, right?
He didn't even draw the fingers right. Like,
I mean, look, they're kind of doing a foreshortening kind of thing.
nah, like, that's like a nub. Like,
It's a little nub.
that might have
Little
been one
nub.
thumbs up and one gunshot. Like,
The wild part is,
if
I
you-
feel like
The
go ahead.
reason I'm hesitant to call them the Terrifics is because the symbol on Guy Gardner's costume is a Lord Tech symbol. So I think it's gonna be some hybrid team. It's a team led by Mr. Terrific, but I don't think they're actually using the name, or they might. I don't know if they're actually using the name the Terrifics.
Okay. So no, I didn't realize that was what would like they were like
You
an
get
official team.
you get a slightly
So-
better look at the costume in the Peacemaker trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in that.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, so that makes more sense to me though, where it's like if it's supposed to look like be a riff on Mr. Terrific's costume, then yeah. And I'm not saying that's good because it's not like it. Though the solid white is weird. It's just weird. Some of that should have been green, and I don't know why they made that choice. But I guess white being like, because Mr. Terrific has like that red, black, and white thing going on.
well, it makes
so-
sense if he's in the Terrifics. But yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, so
he's green where it counts.
is that his supple lips?
Well, no, not Nathan Fillion doesn't have those.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. I guess we should get to our first review. You guys ready to do this?
Oh, I was gonna
You're gonna what?
share my screen. It just
Go
took
ahead.
Oh,
time to.
Do
share your screen then.
I guess
Share your screen.
see, there he is in Peacemaker, and like that should be a lantern symbol, right there.
it.
It's not my
What
Green
is it?
Lantern. And here's Hawk Girl. She's got the same thing.
Yeah.
What's it a symbol of? You said?
I just
The
said it's Lord Tech. Lord Tech.
Oh,
Lord.
like
Yeah.
Maxwell Lord. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like this stripe is like the only green he's got. At least on the jacket, he might have a belt. And then Hawk Girl's got one too, but it's yellow.
How do you think they're gonna like? He's gonna have a Green Lantern ring, though, right?
Yeah, I mean we've seen the ring. I think he's just wearing a costume for the team.
He's
that
wearing
on.
actual clothes, not construct of clothes.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I don't like it.
Because even in the comics, like he always wore that jacket, like that, like biker jacket thing, vest.
Mm-hmm.
But he had the Green Lantern like clothes under it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, he always wore the
Okay.
same thing. But
All right.
and I get now it makes sense why it all looks weird. So I'm okay with it.
Really? Yeah. All right. Let's talk some comics. Let's do this.
Review.
Like
Review.
well, not like that, but like
All right. Let's talk about Kill Train #1. So Moses, man, how did you come across this book?
It had the word "kill" and "train" in it, and it was #1 at the comic book store. And I'm like, I have an extra $3,
Mm-hmm.
so I just bought it. Like I figured.
What was it about that combination of words that drew you to it, or was it more about the cover itself? Like, what was
Well,
it?
there's like a movie called like Midnight Meat Train, and there's this, Bullet Train, the movie where they all fight. So something with a train is always. I like trains, and something with killing or like throw mama from the train. Like I always like something involving murder or something with a train always attracts me a little bit. Those like murder on the Orient Express or whatever movie. Like I love those
Mhm.
movies, so and they all start with a little bit of a train at some point, yeah.
Right.
So I figured like let's what's this about? And yeah, this one turned out to be a little different. I believe it's an anthology series as well. Like, no, it's not.
Oh no, I think
Okay.
it's a mini series. I thought.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was an anthology series.
No,
but-
the next book is an anthology. That's what I
okay.
mean.
But it just, yeah. So basically, this book tells the story of this lady that's kind of down on her luck, and every now and then some people get on the train for work, but it turns out to be a kill train, which is where the government sanctions some bunch of people to die to control population. And
Which is a wild thing to like. I was like, what?
yeah, it's a
But
little
yeah,
weird. It wasn't from what I saw that drew me to it to actually reading it. It was not as awesome as I thought it would be. Like especially like because I also was thinking like this is an anthology. It's like she's just going there to die now. Like you're just watching somebody's like last moments, and that's kind of cool. But now that I'm like, it's like a mini series. It's like, oh, we're gonna have now we have to worry about the kill train being wrong ethically. So, yeah.
Look, do we not have to worry about that before? Oh, Jay's shaking his head. Jay, you feel like the kill train makes sense to you?
No,
Way
I
to go.
feel like we don't have to worry about it being wrong ethically.
Do we all feel that we know the answer to that question, or are we kind of debating this? What's where are we at? Where are we at on kill trains?
Well, for me, it was
Random
like this.
extermination of people.
For me, it was this issue 1. Like, if I'm just
Mhm.
watching her last moments before she dies on the kill train,
Yeah.
it's like, then okay, this is a little fun ride. Like,
Right.
a little morbid, but I'm okay.
Got it.
I am
You're like, it's a
grieving.
one and done.
Yeah, and then the next one will be somebody else's final. But if it's a mini series, now it's like, oh, she's gonna have to defend herself, or what does issue 2
Yeah.
bring? And they're like,
Right.
I don't want that right now.
That's
Yeah.
interesting that you were like the fact that if it was like a solo book, like that book, your impression of it would be completely different if it was issue 1 of like 4.
Yeah, like I mean, even if it was like every every issue we're just watching somebody's like last moments before they get killed on the kill train. It'd be okay. That'd be cathartic for me right now, but this is not that clearly.
Yeah. So Jay, what was your take on this book?
It's like it's fine. It's definitely reminds me of better things, but I think the character is interesting, and what they do with her is like actually pretty interesting.
Now, did you read beyond issue 1?
Yeah, I didn't know what we were
Yeah.
doing, so I read 4 of them.
Nice.
Got it. Okay, cool. I should also mention that the author, the writer is Olivia Cortero Briggs. It's illustrated by Martina Niosi, colors by Simone D'Angelo, and lettered by Becca Carey. So just but so I mean, so okay, so you got to read much more of it. What you found where they take the character somewhat interesting, but you're saying it kind of reminds you of other things. Like what are some of the other things that reminds you of?
Well, first and foremost, it's Battle Royale, which again, to curb population and to get better students, they take a bus full of kids and kill them. So it's like it immediately reminded me of that. Just with like on a smaller scale, the survivability, just like on a much smaller scale.
Got you. Okay. And I mean, like Battle Royale is a classic, so it's hard to live up to that, right?
Now, Jay, in reading the 4 of them, how is it like? Is it worth reading past issue 1?
I find myself, like after reading like issue 2, I wasn't doing it for the show anymore. I was just wanted to see where it goes. And I was hoping number 4 would be the conclusion, but it's not. Number 5 is. So now it's got to be on my radar for like a whole month.
That's fair.
Actually, it might be like a week or 2. Actually,
yeah, it comes out in May, so
yeah. So it's probably,
It
it
might
might
be
have come
next
out today. Yeah. Oh no, otherwise you probably would have bought it if it came out today, right?
But yeah, that's what I'm doing with these books.
So, Oz, what did you got to check this out, right?
Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on it?
First book had a lot of filler. Like
Filler.
I don't need her catching up with her old friend for that long. Just get on the fucking train.
Look,
That's
okay.
Wait. Oh, never mind.
That just the first book.
Right.
Because that ends with them on the train. And then
and the killing starts.
Yeah, there's only one train.
That's important though.
Is it?
It is.
I mean, he read 4 issues, so yeah.
See, Oz, you out here trying to cut out important parts.
That's why he didn't like Ironheart in Wakanda Forever.
I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but I feel like what happens in issue 2 at the beginning would have happened more often by now. If the killing trains, like I thought they would just gas everybody, but no, they just let some crazy people in the train. And I'm not even sure they had guns. Like everybody has a knife or a sword or something.
See,
one guy has a gun.
And so like one passenger with a hammer like just takes the first cycle down. Like, okay.
I do
understand. Kind of like that conceptually, where they're just like, yeah, we got serial killers and just gave them their weapon of choice.
Right, but
that makes me laugh.
That many people on the train that know this guy's gonna kill them would fight back at some point. Like I'm sure they'll get a bunch of them, but
dude, you haven't rode the blue line in a while.
Oh, y'all got soft then.
No, there's like straight up. They killed the bus driver, the train operator, like and nobody does shit. Everybody just sits there listening to their fucking music on their phone. Yeah.
See, that's how we got 9/11. People don't do shit.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? Wait,
that's what's happening on the trains right now. Like now they started checking for weapons, and it's like, fuck you, bitch! I'm taking my knife on the train because I don't want to try. I'm not gonna risk some crazy motherfucker. Yeah, all of a sudden my knife isn't good because you found it. Yeah, I got the retard division of the sheriff's department guarding it.
Just wear a hard head, and then you can have a hammer.
Fuck that.
Wait, so what I'm trying to figure out, and I guess this is maybe I'm the weirdo in my line of thinking here, but I'm like, why in the world would anybody take the train? Like, and I get it, like it's New York, and I know that people don't have like cars necessarily. Some people do, but it's like that's not like New York's not a car city. But if we all know that they randomly send trains of people to get exterminated, whether you think that's whether you believe it's being done in a humane way or psychopaths chopping people up, why would you take the train? Like,
yeah, that's the faulty in this book. Like it's like the Purge, but like contained in a tunnel in a single car. Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Like
even in the first issue, it's like she was out of money.
Yeah,
like the train was it was either train or walk, and it was too far to walk.
So you walk, right? You walk. If it's
when she's walking, she's got like all these bad memories she doesn't want to think about. Like, she's alone with her mind, and it's a terrible place. Like
I was sitting here.
You're still like that on the train. Trust me. I rode the train last week. My car was in the shop.
That's why it's important that she's talking to the lady.
I'm just sitting here like, I'm like, why would anyone take this train? Like, and then when they were like, oh, well, we just had a kill train. Like the day after a kill train is when it's the most crowded. And I'm like, what? And then somebody said something like, oh, it's like a 1 in 5,000 chance. I'm like, 1 in 5,000? I was like, that is like, look, I would never ride that train. Never once. Ever once. I was just like, I would walk everywhere. Especially, I'm like, New York City's not even that big.
He says,
he
says that now that he's skinny. Skinny Lawrence will walk anywhere.
Fat Lawrence would have walked as opposed to getting on the kill train. Like, no, I'm never getting on anything called a kill train or anything that could potentially turn into a kill train.
Larry, you went to college, and Jay, I think you probably know this already, even if you did or didn't go to college. But there's that book, the one all these things are kind of based on this, the lottery, the short story, where it's like, and this is derivative of that, and it's just not as thought out. Yeah, even the lottery isn't as thought out like originally,
But isn't there an upside?
You get less population.
No, I'm saying
in the lottery, like you get treated like a king until you get sacrificed
for like a day, or something. Yeah, queen for a day or whatever. Yeah, but it's still not good.
But at least they mess around.
You say you wouldn't get on the kill train, but I mean, look, we walked the streets of LA at night. And that's not the smartest thing to do. We bought that drunk too, like not even sober.
I feel you. Like, you take like risk or whatever. I feel that, but this does not feel like, this does not feel like 1 in 5,000, dude. No, I'm not doing, like, especially if I knew that is what I would mess around and I would buy a bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can bike everywhere. You don't have to even have like, look, can't you like, where are the Razor scooters? Nobody wants a Razor scooter.
Nah,
like,
you can't be a man riding those. Like,
look, I will be the manliest man riding the Razor scooter as opposed to jumping on the kill train.
No, I would walk. But
okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude. I just like, me reading this book, I'm just like, why would anybody do this? To get to work? Is that what they're doing? To go to work? I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sitting here like,
you hate. You're risking your life for a place you hate.
I'm sitting here thinking about, like, looking at the news, talking about all the friggin' random failures that are happening at Newark Airport. And, they're not crashing. They're just delays and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, man, should I fly to a different airport next time I go to the East Coast? They're not even going to crash. It's just going to, I could be on a tarmac for hours. And I'm sitting here like, maybe I'll go to a different airport. So I'm definitely not going on a kill train. I can tell you that.
Drive up from Baltimore, man. or like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like, trust me, like, if I was closer, I would definitely feel that. But no, like, I'm not driving to
land in Pennsylvania and then just
no, but you can land in LaGuardia, right? Like,
I don't think that's gonna be that's the next news story.
Well, look, you might be right, but for now, it's not. But
like,
you're right.
They're trying to make the flyover states not some flyover.
But yeah, man. So I don't know. I was like reading this book, and I'm like, I don't like. It feels like this book needs more of that aspect, at least in the first issue. Like, it doesn't have to. I get it that it's like, the premise is, what if someone rode the train? Yeah. So they have to ride the train. Yeah. And, and I get, like, I saw, like, in the book where she, like, loses her taxi card, and I'm just like, but it's wild, though, the idea that she was like, I couldn't bring myself to go back and ask my friend for that money, even though she offered. So I guess I'll get on the kill train. I'm like,
Right?
is that
wouldn't even be
is that the
charity,
pride
like,
right there?
her fiance just gave her like 10 grand or whatever, so she could pay her like right back when it hits the account.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm just
and
like,
that's
dude.
like that's almost like white people problems, because I know in the hood, like, we're always, let me hold $5, just to walk around with just walk
Right.
around money. We call it walk around money, like,
Right.
just in case you want to stick a gum or something,
Right.
treat
I
a
might want
girl
a double
to a nice,
cheeseburger.
like, to McDouble, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right. Right. I'm like, that's so wild. I'm just like, okay. She's like, I couldn't ask her for it. I'm like, chick. So the alternative was get on the kill train? I'm like, dude.
Jay, does she kill out people and defend herself properly? Like, you can spoil it for me.
Yes, she does.
Okay, good. That gives me some reprieve. Like,
yeah,
cool.
It's interesting. Like,
it's worth reading the other issues too.
Yeah, it's definitely worth reading.
Okay, cool.
Like, I feel like this same thing, like the same premise could work, and maybe you have like the folks in New York doing it secretly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like trains are either disappearing.
They go on the wrong tunnel, like the rail changes.
Yeah, or something
tunnel.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's like cats in New York, like everybody's talking about, hey man, these trains keep disappearing. So some people.
That's what I thought happened when I got the first couple of pages. Like, oh, it's a secret thing.
Right, right.
This train's in an abandoned train yard now.
Right. So nobody actually knows if what's happening, and that's like, they're like, hey, we had to do something, so this is what we do, and that would have been one thing, and I could totally see, especially New Yorkers, just being like, no, I mean, I'm not gonna stop taking the train because a few people disappeared. Like that happened to them. It's not gonna happen to me, and but it's a whole different thing when you're like, oh well, the government has the kill train program.
I do feel bad for the boyfriend, because now he's stuck with that relocation pod that's not being unpacked.
Oh, dude. Like, and I will say that reading that portion too, I was like, I feel like, unfortunately, that portion of the comic wasn't like written really well at all. Because I was sitting here like, okay, they're roommates. So he's like, hey, pitch in. And then he's like, oh, you're the best fiance ever. I was like, oh, that's your fiance? I'm like, my guy.
That's right. I was like, this motherfucker can make 2 cups of coffee?
I know, right? I was like, dude. I was like, she should not marry that man. That man's a terrible
for 12 years. We either both have coffee or none of us had coffee.
Hey,
yeah,
right. He's like, oh, you live here now, so I figured you could make your own pot of coffee. And I'm like,
did he just make a cup? Because I thought she was holding like a pot, like an actual
pot
of coffee.
He said she smelled the coffee. Like, oh, you made coffee. He's like, oh, I made myself coffee.
Right. The motherfucker drank a whole pot of coffee.
No, he just made 1 cup.
Right, and that might be it. Like,
that's
he either drank a whole pot, which I don't think is the case. I think he actually just made coffee for just himself. And I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't even make any sense, right? Like, that's not how does coffee come like that? Like, I don't drink coffee, so I don't know, but I feel like the pot looks like the kind of pot where you have to make the pot.
And this is where it gets a little dark here for you guys, or awkward. My dog's fucking dead. This motherfucker doesn't get to ride the kill train. And there's people in real life that should be riding the kill train, but no, my fucking dog is dead, but they get to keep on going.
Yeah, man.
That's what I felt when I read this. I feel I had to share that with you guys.
I was like, this guy is like, he treating, like, I thought she was the roommate and she was late on rent because she don't have no money because she can't sell her stories. And he's like, hey, well, look, at least you could do is pick up my dry cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I just sent you a whole bunch of money to cover your expenses. And, at least, and I was like, yeah, of course you should do the dry cleaning. And then you're like, oh, you're the best fiance ever. I was like, whoa. I was like,
that's like indentured servitude.
Right. I thought that was the assistant. I was like, oh no. I was like, that's terrible. I was like, why? And I guess, he's supposed to be a bastard, I guess. But man, I was like, that does not feel like the right kind of
if she's willing to fuck him explains why she's stupid enough to go in the kill train.
I guess that might
Yeah,
be
she
so.
she lets him in all the way up to the cervix. So and he's a piece of shit. So yeah,
I,
she gets the kill train.
but
Yeah.
she got and she got a grown daughter too, right? Like the grown daughter, like it's like, oh, I'm cool with this guy. I'm like, dude, like, what is? It's so weird. It's weird. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about that whole thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not sure the kill train's a better alternative, but it's not. It's not that much worse, apparently.
Let's just say she didn't stumble into it. Every decision in her life is led to the kill train. Picking that dude to marry,
Yeah, man. So okay, how'd y'all feel about the art?
I enjoyed it. It was it was consistent and it wasn't the greatest, but it worked for this, and it definitely moved the story along. So it was very efficient, and I really didn't have any complaints. There's parts
Mm-hmm.
here I didn't like, but they're not even worth complaining about because they really moved the story along. Yeah, for me.
What'd you? Okay. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I thought it was decent. Like
Okay.
nothing spectacular, but not bad.
Yeah. How about you, Oz? You were you digging this art at all?
Same. Usually, I expect books like this, the death scenes, I expect to be like a little bit more time into it. Not really in this one, but it's still consistent. I don't want people to think I think it's bad. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It, it conveys what it's meant to convey, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it definitely like the art's the art's fine. It's like, yeah, I guess fine is the right word. So I, I don't know. Like it's interesting because I feel like this art is like if I like the story more, I'd probably like the art more. and
Mm.
yeah, and but I think I would also recognize that the art is just fine as opposed to like it being, I don't think I would think it was like good if I liked the story more. I think it would just I feel differently about it.
I wish the psychos were a little bit better. Like,
Mm.
I think the first one looks really good for a psycho, but
Mm-hmm.
then some of the other ones you see, like, they're wearing like a
Th-
cat suit or something like that, where it hides a lot of the features.
This is like issue 2.
2, 3.
Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
get to 4, but yeah, like in issue 2, they're wearing like gimp suits,
Mm.
and so it's not there's just not a lot of features.
Right.
Where like
And
the first one looks like you look at that person like, oh, at least you're scared when that person busts through the door, but then the next one's like, ah, whatever.
yeah. Well, keep in mind too that sometimes artists make choices uh in relation to the amount of time that they have to draw, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, don't
And
get me
again,
wrong.
it doesn't look bad. It's just I wish the
Yeah.
psychos were a little bit more artistic.
Right. No, I hear that. I hear that. All right. Well, listen. Anything else you all want to say about Kill Train before we do some ratings? Anybody have any additional thoughts?
Well, I'm glad
All
I
right,
bought
let's
it.
go.
I'm glad I bought it because otherwise we didn't have anything to talk about today.
There it is. There it is. All right. Well, look. Let's start with you, Oz. What would you rate Kill Train number 1?
Probably gonna go with like a 3.5. I don't think it's bad, but it's not something that I necessarily would have picked up on my own.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Jay? Kill Train number 1. How would you rate it?
I give it a 4 out of 5. I like what they're doing, and I want to see the ride through to the end.
There it is. Jay's riding that train.
He's tapping his tap card.
Moses Magnum, what would you rate Kill Chain number 1?
After hearing Jay talk about the other ones, like I went from a 3 to like a 4, like a full point. So this one, it was like I was on the fence if I should read it more, but the way that Jay explained it a little bit, I'm like, you know what, I do want to read the rest of it. So I will be getting those, buying, like how Jay said. But definitely want to see where it plays out. And honestly, like the people working on it, I want to see what else they do too. Because this is a good start. If it's their start, I don't know, but yeah, I think we could see other stuff from them.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Issue 5 comes out on May 28th. By the way, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
May 28th. Okay, so that's not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 3. Yeah, it's like I feel like the plotting needs a little help. But there is something to the premise. The art is serviceable, but not much more than that. But ultimately, I got to the end and I was like, I would like to read the next issue just to see what happens next. So, yeah, so I got to give it at least a 3. But there's definitely other books out there that I would probably be prioritizing. So, all right.
All those great new X-Men books.
Oh, geez. Hey, listen, they're right. It's like if I'm gonna read average books, I want to read average books with the characters I love in them. Exactly. So,
1 hour, 1 minute, 40 seconds. That's the quote of the day.
But yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and let's talk about Vanishing Point number 1. So Vanishing Point number 1 is a science fiction anthology series that purports to have a little bit of a, I guess, horror element to it. So this initial story is actually about a guy who goes out on a job in deep space to mine ores, from asteroids or whatnot. And he has to go on he's slated to go on a 10-year mission out there by himself with this like AI, I guess, assisted kind of mining bot that he rides in. And it basically is about what happens as he goes out on this mission by himself, trying to get these rare minerals from these asteroids and whatnot. And then hilarity ensues, right? As of course we all knew. So as we knew would. Look, did you get to check this out, Oz? Did you have the time?
Just the first 5 pages.
That's fair. just the first 5 pages. Well, what was your
the preview on this site where you can buy it?
Got it. Okay.
How did that right now?
how did those first 5 pages strike you, Oz?
Yeah, it's all right.
That's fair.
I like the art style. I really like.
Yeah.
That immediately caught my attention was the art style, especially like the ship with the arms.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you in that regard. Like the art is actually like a definitely one of the high points of the whole book. But yeah, okay. So yeah, look, since you only got to see the first 5, Oz, why don't we go to Jay and see what did you think of this book, Jay?
I ended up enjoying it. Like, it's a slow burn. Slow burn, but methodical. I think. Well written. Like, overall, yeah, a pretty good book.
Yeah. Moses, what was your initial impression of Vanishing Point?
I like the story. I like the idea that he's leaving his family and he's missing. He's doing it for his family,
Right.
but he's missing crucial moments in their life because he'll be gone for 10 years.
Right.
And it's like, and it's work, and it's his job, and he
Right.
just can't. He can't give up work. Kind of reminded me of like when we went to the Netherlands, where it's like, hey. Emily, I'm going to the Netherlands. It's like, what, for work? Yeah. Like, oh, you don't like leaving the house? Yeah, but it's for work.
Right.
And it's like, I like to do, what I do for work. So I kind of have to.
Right.
And it's that, I don't have the issues that this character had, but it reminded me of that. Like, just the conversations, like, it felt really real. Like, those are real conversations that somebody would have. In that line of work for that amount of money. And the fact that it is like an anthology series, and it's like they have already the little mythology, like they go Ahab, like I like that. And in the space context, and I like, I don't know if I would do that for work, but but it's still, but somebody has to at some point, like, because that's what our like deep sea drillers and welders are doing, or even coal miners, like right now we still rely on fossil fuels to a degree, so they're those people are like risking their lives and and families to do that for us. So it's kind of it's a bit of a perspective, and then watching how it plays out, and it kind of gives me a little like 2001 Space Odyssey vibes a little bit in that like scary sci-fi shit,
Right.
And I really enjoyed reading it, and it's weird because it is like you're just watching some dude like live his life and end it in space, kind of, so you're just there for the ride,
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, it is interesting because, and I think that based on what, like, Jay, what you were saying earlier, where you talk about it being a slow burn. I agree, it is a slow burn, but it does feel like it sets the tone for you, like, in regards to, like, it's giving you the stakes of what's happening, and also kind of setting the tone in regards to, like, giving you that isolation kind of vibe with this guy, where it's like it's just him. And even though he does, he has communication, so he can, like, at certain points he can see his family, and he can talk to folks, and talk to his employer and all that kind of stuff. But it kind of puts you in the headspace that he's in to a degree. And I was actually really impressed with how well it does that, because it, like, I felt like it did draw me in to, like, his little mining capsule,
Yeah.
And the idea too, where it's just like, okay, like, it's just me and this thing, and it's like, when things go wrong, like, I gotta fix it because there's nobody coming for me, and I'm like, wow, like, that kind of sucks. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
That's a weird concept in it too. Like, he's the only dude that can run the equipment and fix it. Like, he's the he's the engineer and the, like, the helmsman,
Right.
And,
He's the pilot, he's the engineer, right.
And
look, he's the sanitation, all that.
And that's like, let me go to one of the things I want to talk about, was the slow burn part, where it's like, when it's a little bit of a slow burn, I don't have time. Let me skip a page. Like, I don't need to read these caption boxes. And then from one page to the other, like, oh no, I need to go back and read those caption boxes.
Yeah.
Because it is a slow burn, but it is captivating. Like, it's still like it still gets you. And that's a testament to what this book is. But like right now, in the ports, like they, not to get too political, but like Trump wants all of them to be able to read and write English. All the truck drivers, half of these motherfuckers are truck drivers in Central America, and that's a job they can do here while paying taxes and everything. They don't read and write English, but these motherfuckers in Central America, when you're a truck driver, you are the mechanic, because it's all rural roads. Like, they don't have AAA, they don't have a service that can, when you go from one port, you go to 3 different countries in one day, So if they get stuck, they know how to repair a tire, like, so that it can get them to the next stop, like, without, like if it was a bike, they know how to fix the engine and everything. And all of a sudden these dudes can't work now. But not, and this reminds me of that too. It's like, when we go to space, is it going to be like that too? Are we going to have an administrative jurisdiction that says, oh, he can't go to space by himself to mind these orders? But that's just a philosophical thing that came in my head as reading this. With the real book, but it's something to think about.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I should also mention that this is it's written by Mark Russell. The artist is Juan Doe, and it's lettered by Carlos M. Mangual. So yeah, just so you all know who did what, where, why. But yeah, I will say that I wasn't 100% certain what I was in for initially trying to read this book. I know that the thing that caught my eye initially about it was the cover. And actually, I guess I should probably pull that up if I can. But, the cover, I found like the image really striking, because it has like a skull inside of a spacesuit, or a spacesuit looking kind of thing. And I was just like, oh, like, what is that? And then on top of that, with the title, it was like Vanishing Point, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I feel like either one of those on its own probably could have piqued my interest enough for me to like pick it up, but the combination together was definitely like, okay, like I should read that just to see what it is. And yeah, like this is the cover. And so, and then the other thing with it too is I was thinking like, okay, that's what the cover looks like, but I'm like, the art inside is probably not going to be as good as that. And then, looked at the book and I'm like, oh, what, this art's pretty good. Like, just, I know that Oz mentioned like that the like opening page, that had like the vehicle. That's what this looks like. And yeah, like I feel like that's it is a pretty cool image, and it's just like interesting design for a thing.
It looks like one of those like old like sci-fi novel covers.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely does. It definitely has like that retro kind of feel to it. This was another page that stood out to me too. Like I really liked like just the art of it, like the composition of it, like that slight slant, it's like at this point in the story it was just like, okay, like this felt very much like this guy like going out and trying to handle business, and
and even like
just like the way it looked like on the suit, like the wrinkles and how it contrasts with his face and all that kind of stuff. Like,
and
by
this point you see a lot of the sci-fi AI stuff in it, but he's using like a real rudimentary tool.
Right.
Like you never like you you can never like you always need a hammer or an axe. You gotta think with a hammer and an axe. Yeah,
You're right. No, that's
or
true. And yeah, they do talk about that in the book too, where it's like, yeah, like the simple tools are the better ones to fix things sometimes, because you don't want to have too many things or too many moving parts, because then something's going to go
too many
wrong and
variables.
you can't get new parts to go fix it, right? So
yeah.
So um so anything else? Anybody have any other thoughts on Vanishing Point? I will what I will say is this is um I didn't know this was an anthology before I started reading it. And so I was like really like, okay, like where are we gonna go with this? And then it ended and I was like, oh, and I was like, I wasn't unhappy. I was just more surprised. Like I didn't know. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, if they can maintain the level of quality, I would be like, I'm very interested to see what happens with issue 2. But I'm just hoping that they can maintain the level of quality or whatever. Because as a bite-sized story, I was like, okay, hey, or I would say bite-sized as a single issue story is what I'm trying to say. Because not like it's tiny, it's just a single issue. So yeah, but I was ready. I was ready to go on this whole journey with this guy. I'm like, okay, I don't know what we're doing, but let's go do it, And I was like, oh, my man. Okay. The end. So, okay. So, look, anything else? Anybody got anything else before we do some reviews or some scores? Okay. What would you rate Vanishing Point #1, Jay?
I would give it a 4 out of 5. Like I like the book. I like the feeling of isolation you get reading it. I like the slow burn. It pays off, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Moses Magnum, what would you rate Vanishing Point?
This is a 5 because even with it being an anthology, I still want to see what the next story is like. I want to see that experience. And when we talk about the feeling of isolation and the way the book's written, it's like, and the slow burn, it's like you really, as slow as a burn it is, you can't skip through any one of the little caption boxes. Like that's where everything is happening, and that's where I'm like, if you can like get me to read every single about that prose, because it's like there's just art happening in the background at that point for a lot of these, because he's by himself and it's not action driven. So it's like, and for the book to really captivate me like that takes talent, that takes skill, and it's skillful writing and talented artists, and even the design. Like when you talk about the cover logo, like the design is good. And that's an important part of comics that people don't really look at. Like just
I agree.
The title looks like sometimes. Like
designers don't get nearly enough credit these days.
Yeah, so it's definitely like it's a 5 out of 5. Like this one definitely engaged me to the point where I want to read the next one, even though it's not even the same character.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for myself, I would give it a 5 as well. Like I really enjoyed it. And I just thought it was just well executed. Yeah, so I no notes. Like I just hope, like I said, I hope we can maintain this level of quality from issue to issue. So we shall see. We shall see. Oz, what would you rate the review, buddy?
You guys made me want to read it. I didn't like all the talk of slow burn, but it's an anthology, so this book is a complete story, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
So yeah, then you don't have to think of getting to the payoff issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. It's going to happen in this book, and that makes it a little bit better. Plus, it's a guy alone in space, so if you figure he's just alone with his thoughts, and
Right.
you're gonna get a lot of that on the page
Uh,
because
Right.
that's all there is for you to do is just think about
Yeah.
stuff. So I
Mhm.
could see that being interesting. The art by itself,
unless you're traveling to space on Blue Origin. But yeah.
yeah, and the art by itself made me like I really like that art. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'd say I'd give you guys a 4.
All right, we'll
Even
take
if you
it.
want to
Ooh,
read it.
that's high. That's high praise coming from us. I'll take it.
It's the highest he's ever given us.
I think you're right. I think you're right. It's like we just barely got good at this today. And
We just need another 4 from Jay, and then we'll get monetized. And Jay's
All
laughing
right.
like, "You'll never get a 4 from me, you fuck."
Oh, he's like, Jay's over here like, y'all got to step your game up.
Well, you can get me to listen to the whole show.
Right.
We can start talking about ratings.
All right. All right. Cool. Well, listen. Good job, gents. We're almost at that time where we'll do some final thoughts. But anything else they want to talk about or say before we get there? Anybody got anything interesting going on?
I was gonna go on a whole monologue how a lot of people that deserve to die are still alive, and my dog is dead. But I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it's like, what's the fucking point? Like, he's not gonna bring him back. Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah. I'm looking at the website and it looks like there's a one of the covers for issue 3 almost. Well, it's not quite a Cthulhu looking thing, but it when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of Cthulhu issues.
there is that weird like aspect to it that we kind of didn't touch on. That is like the madness that's from an unknown horror, from being out there, and
right.
and it's coming from like an inert type of life form that they don't realize they're killing as they mine, so it'd be interesting. Can you share that? Because I want to see it. But it'd be interesting if that's the one thing that connects a through line through all these in the anthology, where it's like they're actually like mining from a life form. Yeah.
No, that would be wild. Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Or at least trying to. Okay, let's see. Here you go. It's that one.
Oh yeah. I can see that,
yeah. It kind of reminded me, like, it's not quite, it's definitely not
right. But again, that goes to design. Like it's evoking certain things, but it's unique still.
Right.
Right. When does that come out?
Let's see. I'll take a look and find out. It looks like July.
Okay.
Yeah, July 23rd.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, because like that issue 1 just came out like a week ago.
Right?
Yeah. So it's like, so they got to get to issue 2 first, and then 3 in July. Oops, sorry. All right, cool. Well, shoot, I guess it's about that time. Let's do some final thoughts, and then we will get out of here, friends. All right. I'll score. Give us some final thoughts, buddy.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Superman trailer got me a little excited. Peacemaker's looking pretty good too. So a lot of stuff.
When's that come out?
I have no idea.
Like September or some shit.
Yeah. Damn. September. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Jay, give us some final thoughts, man.
Super excited. Gonna go check out They Might Be Giants this weekend.
Nice.
Oh, that is
where
awesome.
at? What venue?
The Palladium.
Oh man, that's gonna be so great.
What day is that?
There's a Friday and a Saturday show.
Which one are you going to?
I'm going to both.
Oh, nice. No, I'm happy for you. Yeah.
Because that's how Jay rolls.
No, but you got to. Like, if they got two, you got to do both. Yeah.
Right.
That's going to be so great. If you can take some video for me. Just
Sure.
to see. Yeah, because, I'm not going to be able to make it. Like, that's a band I would like to see live, too. Like, it's,
Oh, they're so
just
good
really
live.
good. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, even just, like, the way they perform their songs on record, like, seeing them do it live, like, because they're almost like they could rap for Bone Thugs, you know what I mean? Like, all the words they say, like, it's always very, like they're fast and the diction,
Right.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
You should come.
Yeah, I might just, I don't know. I'll see. I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now, so
Yeah.
Right.
I can't do Friday, but maybe I can do Saturday.
Yeah, but yeah, no, definitely. Like, hope you have a great time, dude.
Oh, listen, Jay will.
Yeah.
Jay
You're gonna
will.
have to review it next week. Yeah.
Okay.
So you might have to take some video and stuff.
Moses Magnum, give me some final thoughts, buddy.
I got nothing. I mean, we do what we do on this channel. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Talk a lot of shit. Talk a lot of crap. Talk a lot of shit and crap. And we try to be funny and entertaining, even in the hard times. At least I do. And you're here for the ride, so strap in and saddle up.
There it is. Like, heck, making Jay work on his leisure time, LOL. Yep. Take those videos, Joe.
Again, that's where I fuck up. Everything is content to me.
live stream.
Emily hates it. It's like everything is content, and then and it doesn't even go up sometimes. It gets lost in the editing.
Right. Look, for the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week. If there's something you want to hear, something you want to see, or want us to talk about, just let us know. We'll listen. And yeah, in the meantime, dude, thank you all for your support. We're the Fantastic Forum. Good night.